Hey everyone, Honest Stewie here. Hopefully everyone's doing okay. And I'm going to do a review on a movie that I just watched and it came out this year in February. Another Valentine's Day movie. And it's called Love Hurts. And it's got the guy in it out of Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. But it's the husband. That explains why I thought he looked familiar. Because I didn't know this going in. I thought he looked familiar. And that's it. He's been in loads of stuff as well. He's voiced in Kung Fu Panda as well, which is quite funny. And it's made by the guy who did Nobody and Silent Night. Now, if you haven't seen any of them movies, I highly recommend Nobody. Silent Night's a slow burn, but I still recommend it because it's a really good movie. Plus, it's the guy, Nick Flag, out of the Suicide Squad movies. He's a mint actor. He's so underused in them movies. And I'm just going to let you know straight away with the movie. It is good, but there is not gripes I have with it, but stuff I sort of have issues with it. For instance, it's a short movie. It's not a long movie. But it at times felt a bit slow. Not in a bad way, it's just in a sort of, now I know the director, he does do that, like Nobody was the same, and so was Silent Night. It's like he does have a slowish burn in his movies, even though they're not very long. So it's sort of, it would benefit more. Like Nobody, I'd say, had a lot more action in it. This starts off quite. It's different from them movies though. So I'm going to straight up say that it looks like a B movie theme to it, but then it's not at certain bits. So like at the beginning, he gets stabbed through the hand. The first encounter he has with the knife guy. Now, his knives and stuff look cheap and look like props. His acting, questionable. But the knife going through his hand actually looks quite grim. It's stuff like that. It's where, like, there's a certain scene in the movie where the main villain stabs a protagonist. One of the, I won't say who, but someone gets stabbed with a boba straw. Yeah. I won't say what. It's grim. But it looked like legit. It didn't look fake. Same with a certain headshot that was in the movie when like someone gets shot in the head, and that looked quite grim. It didn't look as cheap as the movie portrays itself, because when it comes to, especially the beginning of it, it's very sort of, it seems low budget. But then there's certain bits you look at and you're like, it's definitely low budget, but there's certain bits where it's like, it's not low budget. Like that's where he's had his saying. I think other writers were involved. So I'm going to crack on with the like synopsis of the movie, so to speak. So I'll let you know it's about a guy who was a hitman and he has a partner with him and he retires and he's just living a normal life, day-to-day life. And he's been like a salesman, so he's a broker, in other words, where you sell houses to people. And he loves his job, and he got retail of the month. He got all this stuff, you know. He won all his awards, and he's dead chuffed with his new life. And it shows him baking Valentine's Day cookies at the beginning, and it's all about him trying to find the right person. And it starts off like a cheesy rom-com, and then it just kicks off with action. Like I say, gets stabbed through the hand. So we see that, and then that fight scene goes out. And it's really good, it's really cool. And you can tell he does his own stuff because there's hardly any cuts. You can tell that he legit like has done his own stunts in the movie, which he's known for. And it goes on a bit, but then the slow bit of the movie, like I really enjoyed it. At first I wasn't sure about it, but once I realised who directed it, I was like, actually, yeah, I really do like it. But not just because of the director, I generally do like the movie. It's daft and it's self-aware, but there's certain bits that feel out of place for the movie. I would rather it have went full-on daft, which you could argue it did. You could argue it actually did. But there's certain scenes that I was reading something on Reddit. Obviously, I read a review, and some guy mentioned that it was multiple writers and that it was like it went daft fighting to, let's for instance, there's a certain fight in the movie where these guys get absolutely chucked around the kitchen and he gets a fridge thrown at him, he gets, knifed across and is still alive. But then there's a certain scene in the movie, like I said, including a boba straw, where it's one and he's dead, but it's a very grim death. And it's a bit, someone said it's sort of a bit much for the movie. The movie's like supposed to be like a daft sort of comedy. You don't take it seriously, and then a serious moment happens in the movie. But mainly through, it's a serious scene of like, it's a serious kill, so to speak. It's a grim kill. It's not a serious scene. Well, it is actually, no, because I'm gonna say it's not. It's predictable. It's very predictable. So this isn't a spoiler, but it's the guy who gets the worst death in the movie is the guy who got one of the grim deaths in Stranger Things season 1, which is the stepdad figure. Yeah, you'll know when you see him. Again, another movie where you like him and he gets a grim death. His death is the worst. And it seems very sort of like, that's what the comments said anyway. I didn't see it, I just saw it as, ooh, I laughed a bit as well because it was stupid. That's the boba straw. He gets a boba straw put through his eye. It's just so stupid. But it was sort of like someone was like, oh, that took me out of the movie a bit. It made me feel a bit, ooh, like uncomfortable. And I was like, not really. Like boba straw, they're sharp and you could stab someone with them, but there's a certain bit where he just straight up uses a boba straw as a weapon. The villain, he's very into boba tea. Every scene you see his brother in Knuckles. See what I mean by like the movie's stupid, because it's like his brother's called Knuckles. There's another two people in a car, and he's talking about relationship with his missus. He needs to open up. He's emotionally constipated, is what he actually says. The guy next to him's laughing about it. It's like very self-aware that it's bad, but it's so bad to me it's good. So you could hate this movie, but you're not going to. A lot of people are in the same boat as how I felt about it. Me and the missus felt when we watched it. And that it is a good movie. It's short too, it doesn't overstay its welcome, but again, it does feel like a bit of a slow burn. There is certain bits where there's no action happening, and they're just talking a lot, and that's where the movie falters. If, like, you could say the movie falters with the writing. You could say, like, the dialogue is quite crap. That's it. The dialogue's rubbish. Like, the movie itself is good. The action scenes, even the story's good if you want a generic sort of, you were supposed to take someone on one last job and kill them and get out of it, and you didn't have the guts to kill them because you fell in love with them. That's the story it goes on. And his brother hunts him down and is like, look, I want you to work for me again and do the job properly. After she causes a load of shit. But it's like, he'll be talking with her, main protagonist, and it's not bad, but then there's a line where she's talking to someone tied up in a chair, and it just sort of feeds you all this information that you don't really care about, because you already know where the movie is, and you already know she was supposed to be dead, and he worked with her, so he's the one who was supposed to kill him and didn't. You see it in a flashback anyway, so I don't know why she was speaking about it. It was just one of them things where I was like, come on, keep it going, have a fight scene, have a daft fight scene. And then it goes on a little bit more, and that middle, the second act drags. First act mint, second act drags, third act's mint as well, the last act. So that's it really. The middle of the movie's slow. It's like, it's more storytelling, but again, because the writing's poor, it's not very good. That's what it is for the movie. That's what the problem with the movie was. It's the writing. It's not the action scenes. The action scenes are really good. Even the props, I'm happy with practical effects. I love practical effects. There's a few CGI scenes, and like I mentioned with the headshot and stuff, where it's a bit. But I'm hoping the cookies were legit baked, because who doesn't want them heart cookies on set? They look good. Bright pink heart cookies at the beginning. You know what I'm very disappointed in though? The last one we watched, Heart Eyes, was heart-themed weapons. Now, I would have liked, even if it was the knife guy. I'll get into one subplot I really did like with the movie, actually. Knife guy to have hearts on his knives would have been cool, with it being Valentine's Day. Or him to throw the cookies and use the cookies as a weapon, that would have been mint. I like that. There is a side plot, actually, speaking of knife guy, that I wasn't expecting, and I didn't think I'd like it. and I actually loved it. And there's the woman in the sales company is bossing away. She the first fight I'm on about, the guy gets knocked out, knife guy, and our main protagonist gets away and is like, oh crap, I don't want to go back, being an assassin. But he has to be picked between, does he want to be an assassin again and absolutely kick ass and get out the situation he's in, or does he just want to again continue doing what he's doing, fighting them, but knowing that they're just going to keep coming back and back and back anyway. It's one of them movies. But the main bit I actually really liked about it, and I thought it was really cute, was, and done well, was the lady, the brown lady, and knife lady, knife man. Them two have. She finds him knocked out and reads one of his poems, and he obviously wakes up and she understands his he writes poems. Knife guy, he writes little poems in this little booklet he's got, and she reads it, and she blooming Diane falls in love with him, and he's like, oh my god, you actually understand what the poem means. A lot of people don't get it, and again, because the writing is cheesy, it works with them two. The writing actually works. It's just, again, I think it was different writers. Again, with them two, it's spot on. Like, there's a certain bit near the end. I'm not going to spoil the movie. There's no spoilers anyway. You can't spoil this movie. You know what you're in for. And obviously, stereotypical stuff. But she legit, like saves him at the end. And it's just so good. I really enjoyed that side plot. Whereas I was buying a romance between them two and the chemistry between them two, then our main guy and the woman, his love interest in the movie, I wasn't quite buying that they'd love each other. I was buying that they'd have each other's backs. I was buying that they were close friends. And I was buying that he legit wouldn't kill her anyway. But I wasn't buying that there was, like, love there. I wasn't buying that they would be together. It just didn't, like, not that it didn't look right. You could put the age difference aside. She just didn't seem his style at all. Even old school him, she didn't seem his style. But apart from that, the movie, out of 10, screw it, I'm going to give it a 9. Like I say, the only reason it loses a point is because of the writing. If the writing was better, and it was, I'll give it an 8 actually, because of the slow bit in the middle and a dialogue with a guy with the teeth missing. You'll know what I mean if you watch it. Yeah, I'll give it an 8 out of 10 because it's not a bad movie. It's not bad, but then it's so bad it's good. Like, the writing's bad, but it's actually, once you get past that slow pace and writing of the movie, when you get into the action scenes and even the story isn't actually that bad. And like I say, that side quest is mint. Absolutely loved that one. It was really cute. And I kind of wish the movie showed more of them two. Instead of the bit where he was talking with a girl, Rose or something her name is. Yeah, her acting was a little bit sketchy. It wasn't that she couldn't act. It was that the writing she was with, the material, wasn't very good. I think even, like, was it Michelle Young? Out of everything, Everywhere All at Once would have struggled with some of the script, but she would have delivered it. She would have been a better cast, actually, as his love interest. That would have been much better, but then it would have been weird. Oh, no, it wouldn't have been, because she was his love interest and everything, Everywhere All at Once. Yeah, they could have done that. Oh, that would have been cute as. Oh, well, and the chemistry's already there as well. But yeah, it was just a bit weird. It seemed like it in other words, I'm going to be honest, it looked like, in the movie, the love interest, the girl, looked like his daughter, in a way. Obviously, like, she's not his daughter, but it looked like she was a lot younger than he was. That's one of the reasons why I'm up for that if it's done properly. But this was just done as generic as you can go, and it didn't work. You could tell, even from actors' point of view, they weren't clicking. But apart from that, like I say, overall score, 8 out of 10. I recommend it if you just want to put something on, short movie, it's fun. If you enjoyed Violent Night, if you really enjoyed, what's it called? It's gone, the one with Solin. If you really enjoyed that, not Violent Night, what's it called, the one with Solin? I forgot. Nobody, I knew it would come to me. Nobody. After that bus scene, whoo-wee. Now, if you've enjoyed them, you will enjoy this movie. So yeah, highly recommend it. Please excuse this shirt, there's a stain on it and I don't know why, so I'm covering it. But it's got an eye on. And if you did enjoy this video, leave a like, subscribe. The reason I'm so close because I've got to push the button. And yeah, like, I need to say favourite, but you don't need to favourite the video. Right, that's me done. ciao. I'll see you later. I'm going to go and watch Nova King, and I'm going to do a review on that probably Monday or Tuesday. So I'm going to go and see Hughie. Bye, Hughie.